Hello BatFam, and welcome everyone to a very important video. I'm Batbeard, and let's discuss why I'm no longer streaming on YouTube. Now, many of you have recently requested that I come back to stream on YouTube, and I'm flattered, I really am. But if you haven't yet gone to Twitch, which is behind me, and left this in the dust, I highly suggest that you go do that. Now, making an account is very easy. They allow you to log in with, I believe, Facebook and your Google, as well as your Amazon account. If you can do any of those or make a new account, that would be greatly appreciated. You can find me live streaming on Twitch almost every day, any of your favorite games and Rocket League. Now, let's discuss why I'm not working with YouTube anymore. Now, for most of this year, we had the Adpocalypse hit in January. Now, up to December, I'd been growing at a great pace. I had been growing at a pace that would have me finishing this year at about 20,000 YouTube subscribers, and that was my goal, and I'm not going to hit that goal, and the reason for that is the YouTube Adpocalypse. Now, the Adpocalypse took form in two ways. First of all, it hit in January, views immediately went down. Second of all, ad revenue took a big hit, coming in at about 1/5 of what it used to be. And then later on in the year, in about July, it reached about 1/10 of what it used to be, in spite of the fact that I had grown my views, overall views, back up to more than what it used to be at about 50% growth even than what I had most done. But in spite of all that, overall ad revenue was 1/10 of what it used to be. And that was a great challenge to make it through most of this year and still meet my requirements to keep the channel running. Now, in fact, it had been so worrisome that I actually broke down into tears when Patreon came through and took care of my expenses and allowed me to pre-purchase Assassin's Creed Origins, a game which I was wondering, would I even be able to have enough money to play? But you guys came through for me and allowed me to do that. But the problems with YouTube got worse in August when they unveiled its AI that automatically demonetizes and flags videos. Now, that AI is extremely aggressive and extremely broken right now. Now, YouTube has apologized for it. Please bear with us while it figures out, how to do its job. But it's not figuring out how to do its job very well. And I'm seeing the same behavior since it began here 2 months later. And I'm starting to consider that I don't think YouTube is going to be a viable platform for me to grow. Now, this may not be the same for every creator on the platform. I'm sure there are a lot of creators that are continuing to grow. But for me, this algorithm, this AI, simply stopped my channel in its tracks. Now, at the height of my efforts and work, I was putting out 4 different types of games a day, 4 videos a day. That was my thing. I did 4 videos a day and sometimes more. But what I always had is I had a kid's game, I had an adult's game, I had a creative game, and then I had a multiplayer game that I did with my friends. And those 4 styles, I believed, brought in the most of my demographic, of the largest appeal to all of you, the BatFam, my subscribers. And what happened is, with the demonetization of 7 out of 10 videos for all 4 of these, including the kids game, which was rated G, I never cursed, I never said any bad words, and I never talked about anything too serious, and I also made sure that it was on a rated E for everyone game, 7 out of 10 of those videos were getting flagged. Now, what happens with these flags is there's a severe hit to your monetization value. Now, the hit is different depending on how harshly it's rated, and I'm not sure if there are different degrees of limited monetization. But what I was seeing is the videos that got struck with that received 1/3 of the views that they used to get just the week before. And then it just continued. I was waiting for perhaps maybe this will turn around, perhaps maybe. It's not supposed to affect your viewership, but yet I was seeing that. And without any way of without any way of combating that or getting around it. And yes, I was trying to produce rated G content, E for everyone games, stuff that is suitable for all audiences, and yet it just didn't happen. And then the fact is, I could contest the flag, but then it would take about a week for it to come back. And then by the time a week passed, no one was interested in the video anymore. And neither was the YouTube algorithm that, you know, it didn't get so many views a day and so on. So I was really starting to hurt my views. 1 week after the AI came out, my overall views had dropped by half. And that's when I started to look for other options. So you might have remembered that video I made where I was sitting at the table and I have the tea kettle out in front of my face. Well, that video, I was telling everybody, hey, we need to make some changes. We need to go some other places where I could continue to grow, because if my video views were cut in half, then that means, no, it doesn't mean that I'm growing at half the rate. I would have to be growing much more than the views that I currently get to be growing. So if I was cut in half, then I was starting to decline. And so that was a very big problem. So it came to a point where I could no longer work on YouTube and continue to do my job and continue to grow, which is what's necessary for this to become my job. Because as it is, it currently doesn't pay me as much as a job really would. And it is, of course, my hopes that it will. So I took Twitch affiliate, and I highly recommend that you go to Twitch. It is a much better experience. We have a lot of cool games and programs, and you can earn credits for viewership hours, and you can make song requests when I turn the song requests on. And overall, it is a fantastic and wonderful experience. There are bits. You can watch ads to get bits. You can get bits for free during promotional options. You can also pay for bits, and you can donate to me with bits and play that game. There's a bit boss that you can defeat, and it's whoever is the last person to defeat the bit boss becomes the new bit boss, and so on and so forth. It's a fantastic experience. But not only that, Twitch doesn't play this game with limited monetization and views. So if I actually, I don't get hit with any limited monetization, and so I have just as much opportunity as anyone else creating content for Twitch as anyone else. And that means I'm basically competing on a very even playing field. And that's something that I really like. And it's something that has allowed me to become successful on Twitch. And I really, you know, I'm sorry if you can't get over there for one reason or another. But if you can, and you haven't yet, I'm asking you to, please, if you want to be a part of the Bat Fam and continue to hang out with us, please go do that, because I really can't continue to work with YouTube right now the way things are going and the way they are treating my channel, specifically the way they're treating my channel. If I were to do a live stream and I were to say, you know, something, or someone else who I'm playing with, I tend to play Rocket League with all of you, my family, and if one of you were to say something that would get the stream locked down, then suddenly I wouldn't be playing on an even playing field with other Rocket League streamers. I would be playing much further below them, and that's not really good. Now, all of these issues are coming to a head, especially given the Casey Neistat situation, where he wanted to raise money for the victims of the Las Vegas shooting, and of course YouTube demonetized his video, but they didn't demonetize Jimmy Kimmel's video when he talked very much about the same thing. And it's a double standard. It's a double standard out there, and it seems like YouTube is favoring television creators and creators with some monetary backing and support, and perhaps there are a lot of backroom deals that are going on now, but they seem to be kicking a lot of their real creators, their independent creators, off of the platform, or just off to the side and just say, hey, you know, you don't get to play here like we do. And it's a very sad time. I did all that and it wasn't recording?